Ladies and gentlemen,
This is Gamertag Radio.
All right, so we're back here. Gamertag Radio, brand new episode. This is Danny Pena, and also joining me, the man himself, Paris Lilly. What's up, Paris?
I am the Doomslayer.
Oh, by the way, look at this. And for those that are watching the video version, look at this, man.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. You want to see something smarty
Yeah,
pants?
look at this. Look at this.
I'll show you right there.
That doesn't count.
I know.
That doesn't. It's just a box. Look at this. Yeah, 'cause I just got back right now from my trip from Montreal. Stay tuned for details on my coverage of Hell Is Us in the future, coming soon. Anyways, yeah, this is a pretty cool statue, and it comes with this too. It comes with the game, a physical version, and also inside it's like a case. This too.
Yeah, that key. Yeah.
The
That's
key.
cool.
Yeah, so it's awesome. And thanks to Bethesda for sending us this. But today, we have, I think today is going to be an awesome episode because we're going to be talking about our experience with the game, Doom, the Dark Ages, that's coming out by the time you guys listen to this episode here. And also, we have a sponsor segment too, Paris, right?
Yes. A segment of this will be sponsored by NVIDIA. We're going to talk about some of the technical details of bringing Doom, the Dark Ages to life on an RTX 5090.
Ooh, and I got some questions.
Look, with DLSS 4 and multi-frame generation.
Ooh. I'll ask you some questions about that.
Oh,
I know they've really been pushing this. And actually, for those that don't know, if you play the PC version of Doom, you're going to get to see like updates that you go through because of the 50 series, right?
We'll talk about that in the
stuff.
segment. Yep.
Yeah. So anyways, so I completed the game a couple days ago, Paris. Man, Doom is back. Doom is back. Look, I'll tell you this. When I played the game at the hands-on preview event, I think it was like a month or 2 months ago, Kyle was there, Rihanna. I had a great time. There was certain things that I was kind of like, it's cool, but I prefer the shooting, the first-person shooter part of the game. I know there's some new things that you get to do in there, besides the shield, which is one of my favorite weapons in the whole game. But also, there's parts where you also will fly using like a dragon. You do that. Also, you'll go to like this big, it reminds me of like those mech robots.
Just like a Titan. Is what I call it.
Yeah, like a Titan, yeah. So you use that too. At first, I was kind of like, oh, okay, it was okay. But now that I play the game and I tried it multiple times, like it makes sense why they did it, and I'm okay with that part of the game. But overall, story, music is still there. The challenge is still there. I really enjoy this game, man. It took me like a good 16 hours or so because here's another thing that I love about Doom is the secret areas. I'll spend just a long time just trying to figure out like, okay, how can I go to this area because it's not unlocked? I have to get like certain keys and stuff like that, So like, I just love the package overall. I know there was a lot of listeners, and people that we know that they were worried that this is not like the previous Doom games. It still has that flavor, like it still has that vibe while playing it. What you think about the game overall, in your opinion?
So a couple things on that. First and foremost, I'm not the biggest Doom guy in the world. I played Doom Eternal, obviously the OG Doom, all that stuff, but it was never like my thing that I would run out to and play as far as a shooter goes. So I didn't go to the preview. So this was my first experience hands-on with Doom. And the two things that stand out to me that I really enjoy about this is, number one, your ability to customize and scale the difficulty to your preference. So I think that makes it very approachable for anybody to jump in and play this. To your point about, you can make this as challenging as you want, or you can make it as easygoing as you want to literally just go through these levels and have the experience of the story and everything that comes with it. And then, like you said, the secret room. So there's a lot of replayability in this. Like you'll go through these chapters and you'll kind of see a percentage of what you completed in the chapter, right? So if you don't have 100%, you obviously missed something that you can go back and explore. And the fact that you can scale the difficulty as well. Also, you can run through the game and complete it, decide, all right, I want more of a challenge. Now you can up the difficulty of it, or you can tweak certain things, like you can make parrying easier, things like that. I really love that customization of what they've done with this. Now, from a visual standpoint, oh my goodness gracious, boy, that dig tech. Oh my God, boy, it is cooking with what they have on this, playing this on PC. And like I said, we'll talk about this more in the NVIDIA sponsor segment. But man, gorgeous game. Gunplay, great. And like you said, man, that shield. Boy, that shield, the melee that you're able to do, the parrying that you'll do with the shield, and that's the other part. Like you'll get the gold and stuff, and you can do these upgrade your weapons, upgrade the shield, things like that, health, all these things that you're able to do to Doomslayer as you progress through the game. And it's 22 chapters, I believe.
Yeah, it's 22 chapters
that you go through. So, bro, Look, 2025 has already been absolutely bananas when we talk about Game of the Year stuff, right? But this will at least get a mention. Does it make the final list? I don't know, but I mean, it's the best shooter I played this year for sure.
100%.
From a single player campaign standpoint, it's fantastic, man. I love the variety of enemies. I love the different approaches that you'll have to certain enemies. Like, again, you'll have to parry back, one of their volley, like, they'll throw like the green volley at you. You have to parry it back. That might take down a shield. You have to kind of go through your different weapon types, because you'll have energy types, shotguns, like various things that you can do that'll have more of an effect on the enemy. Like there's that one boss, this is too much of a spoiler, but there's that one boss early on that has a gold plated armor, and you literally have to parry back the attacks at him to essentially take down his shields, take down his armor, to then hit his weak point. I mean, I love stuff like that. And then, like you already talked about, the dragon and the titan stuff that you'll do in there. So you just get in one of those giant titans and you just feel like a god just running through the level. And then you're fighting like these other titans along the way. I mean, Doom's fun as hell. It's fun. Like I said, it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of replayability to this. Once you go through it the first time, you won't get everything. You won't find every secret in there. You'll have a reason to want to go back and revisit these chapters. And then, like I said, if you want to really up it, you can up the difficulty to, I forget what the extreme crazy difficulty. I'm almost scared to do that one, but
I don't know about that. I kept it normal. I did it. I kept it normal. I think that to me was like perfect for me, because first of all, I wanted to review it, of course, right? But now that I finished it normal, I could go back and not only discover other places that I totally missed when I played the first time, but now I up the challenge a little bit more for me, So
yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. You can now go back up the challenge and revisit these things where it's like, oh yeah, I was able to get through that, and you're like, oh man, it'll really kick your butt going back through it again. And like yourself, I just essentially played it on default difficulty, but I did go through to kind of look at some of the things you could tweak and all that. And again, that's what I like about this. You can definitely tell that it put a lot of thought into this. Like, how can we make Doom more approachable to a casual audience, right? How can we also at the same time satisfy that hardcore audience that wants that challenge? And you can literally do both, whatever you want to do, or anything in between. So fantastic game. Like I said, best shooter so far 2025. That was the IdTech 8, I believe they're on with this. Beautiful game. Absolutely stunning.
I also have to say this. It's one of the best soundtracks I think I heard in this year.
Yeah, that's good too.
Here's what I love about all these games I've been playing this year. The music, voice acting is good, everything, right? But like something about Doom, and it's always been like this, even from like the old school Doom. The music is so intense, it gets you nervous. Like, oh my god, who else is here? Like, so like that part I just love. Even if you're a casual, first time in playing Doom, you still will enjoy it and still will get that like, oh my god, that vibe of like, oh my god, I gotta watch out. But I know you mentioned about the shield, Paris. I know there's another thing you could do is there's certain enemies you have to kill, and once you kill those enemies, the shield, one of the enemies that has a shield will disappear, and it will be a lot easier for them to be attacked. Because I remember the first time I played that during the hands-on event, I was there for like 10 minutes or 10 to 15 minutes, I mean, and I couldn't figure out like why this guy still has a shield. Like, what the heck what is it I'm doing wrong? And they mentioned to me that what you said about parrying and also killing enemies makes the enemy weaker when you do that too. So like it gets really, really challenging later in the game, man. Really, really challenging. And the boss battles, no spoilers,
Fun as
but
hell. Yeah.
fun as hell. Especially one of the last few levels. Woo, bro. Anybody that get this game, you guys are gonna love that part of the game for sure.
You know, it's funny. I remember, God, this was probably 2 summer game fests ago, so this is probably 2023. R.I.P. Giant Bomb Couch. But you remember when Phil Spencer and Matt Booty sat down on the Giant Bomb Couch talking to Jeff Grubb?
Yeah, we were actually there outside.
Okay, right. Yeah, okay, right on. So something Phil said back then that I always kept in the back of my head was how excited he was about what id was doing. Like he was like giddy excited for what id. This is it. This is it. I totally was like, okay, I see what Phil's talking about now. Because that's the thing. You have a smile on your face the whole time that you're playing this game. Because it's just fun. It's just fun to be Doomslayer and more. And I love the fast pace of this. That's the other part of this as well. This is not some slow tactical thing. It's like, no, you coming in there, you kicking ass, and you just mowing people down, and you just utilize all the different weapons and abilities that you have with the shield and everything else. I love the melee in this too. Melee's so good in this. Really love the combos that you pull off with that. And then some of they're not the main bosses. What are the leaders? The leaders, like some of the leaders you'll encounter, and then kind of just some of the finishing moves that you can do on them. A lot of fun with that stuff too, man. So again, it's just obviously if you're into the world of Doom, you're gonna love this. Someone like myself that's kind of sort of into it, grab me instantly. From chapter 1 all the way to the end. And like I said, I truly think they've made this very approachable for anyone to at least. Hey, you want to go check it out? Go check it out. Scale the difficulty down. Tweak it to anything that you might be having trouble with, as far as like parrying or anything like that, and just go in there and have fun, man. It's a great game.
And I appreciate that there's no multiplayer in this game, because I know they did it in the second Doom, and it was okay. It was like, but to me, Doom is all about the story and the campaign, single player experience, not multiplayer. That I had a couple issues with past games that love the story, and then like the second game, let's add multiplayer. I'm like, why? They don't need to have every single game doesn't have to have multiplayer. I get it. They just want studios want this to last longer and all this stuff, But
well, remember that was an issue like 10 years ago in the industry where everything had to have some kind of multiplayer in it. Like I think famously BioShock 2. BioShock 2 did not need a multiplayer.
Nope.
At all. It just,
I was thought about that too right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
totally, but I do appreciate that they just let's focus on let's make this game long, fun, replay value high up. Let's work on that, and I think they did a pretty good job with that overall, man. Amazing.
Absolutely. I highly suggest it. So obviously you can play this on Xbox. It's on Game Pass, so you'll be able to play day one on Game Pass if you like as well. It's going to be available on Steam. It's on PlayStation as well. I don't know if it's on the Epic Store. I'd have to go back and look at that. I would imagine it probably is, but at a minimum, if you want to play it on PC, it's on Steam. It's on the Xbox app as well. And then, like I said, you can also subscribe to Game Pass. You get to play day one. They're doing early access with this, right? So I do think there's the early access thing. So you would have to purchase the early access if you want to play it right away. But then if you don't, obviously you can just wait and play it normally and on Game Pass day one.
Yeah, I don't want people to think early access like that means like it's not done. Like it is done. It's just more of those like get the game first and everybody else, and then later it'll be better. Yeah,
I'll mention this during the NVIDIA segment, but I'll say this right here too. So. This is powered by id Tech, so it has by default, it's doing ray tracing, global illumination, all of that. There will be path tracing with this as well, but that's going to come in a patch after launch. So that I did not get to play with path tracing right now. So that's going to make it look even better. I can't
wait. I can't wait for that. Yeah. Now I do have a question, Powers. Have you tried this on the Steam Deck? Because I haven't.
I did not. It's funny. I because I'm about to take a trip, so I was turned on my Steam Deck last night and it's there in the library. Yeah, so I played on Steam, by the way, just so people know. But I saw it there and I was like, I'm going to have to try this out. So I haven't tried it yet, but I will.
Okay, so people are gonna ask, hey, is this Steam verified? I don't know. I haven't tried out. Usually, when we try these games out, sometimes they send an email. They don't even mention if the game is Steam verified or not. So.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Bethesda did not tell us either way. And obviously the review cycle, because you'll get that sometimes where they'll let you know, hey, this isn't Steam compatible yet. It will be at a later date. They didn't say either way. I didn't try it. I would just assume at this point, since it's officially not out yet as of this recording, it's not Steam Deck verified. People can go try it if they want, but it's not verified as of yet. And
I want to one more thing before we go to the NVIDIA segment. I can see this game on Nintendo Switch too. I can see it because there's a previous Doom game that came up for the original Switch. So just want to say
this is just my default answer moving forward. If it can do it, it's going to be on the Switch too. Any game that can run on the Switch 2 will be on the Switch too. There's just no reason not to, because that thing's going to be everybody's going to have a Switch 2.
Yep.
So look, it's not these tariffs. We'll see. By the way, since before we go on the segment, I don't know if you saw, because I know you were traveling right before we recorded this. Mm-hmm. So Nintendo came out and pretty much just said, like, look, we don't know what these tariff things are going to do. Is at $450 right now. We want to be essentially, if you want it at $450, you better go get it now, because we don't know. We might have to raise the price. We're not guaranteeing anything, right, with all these tariff stuff. So that's just a warning to anyone that's thinking about a Switch 2. Look, it's $450 right now. It'll probably be $450 in June. But after that, who the frick knows?
Here's something that I do have to mention, Meg, is wasn't it today we were going to get an invitation from Nintendo to buy the Nintendo Switch 2?
That did go out today. That did go out today. I did not get one.
Really? I didn't get anything.
Yeah. But it did go out today. I saw Wario64 tweeting about it. So
no.
Those are going out. Yeah.
I haven't got anything yet about it.
Look, we got our pre-orders. Like, we got it in.
Do we?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I got. Remember, I told you I got 2 of them. So right. we're good.
Okay. All right. Well. All right. So let's go with the sponsor segment, NVIDIA, and this relates to Doom: The Dark Ages, and I think this is going to be a great conversation. Paris, let's go for it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So first and foremost, this is sponsored by NVIDIA GeForce. So again, I want to thank NVIDIA GeForce for sponsoring this segment of Gamertag Radio. And we're going to talk about some of the technical aspects of Doom: The Dark Ages on PC. I am playing on an RTX 5090 GPU. And this, as I talked about previously in the review segment, this is IdTech. This is IdTech 8. So by default, it is going to feature full dynamic lighting, ray trace global illumination, ray trace reflections. This is using DLSS 4 with multi-frame generation as well. The new Transformer AI is a part of this too. But one thing that we did not get to experience playing Doom: The Dark Ages currently is path tracing. Path tracing will be added after launches in a patch. What that timetable is, I don't know as of this recording. So there will be a follow-up to this as well, because I'm very excited to see what this game's going to look like with path tracing on, because I've talked about that a lot, playing Cyberpunk, things like that. It just adds a whole nother level of visual fidelity when you go with path tracing. So we will have a follow-up on this when path tracing is available for Doom: The Dark Ages. But like I said, this is using DLSS 4. And before I even jump into that, I want you to ask the question that you said you're going to ask me, because I think that's very relevant to this.
Yeah, it is important because, there's people that still have a 4090 series or even the 30 series, right? Like they still play a lot of Steam games on their PC. How different and what is it when they get to see on the 50 series that's not available on the 40 and 30 series?
So on the 50 series, you have DLSS 4 with multi-frame generation. And using multi-frame generation, there are essentially 4 different levels to that. So you got 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x. At 4x, that is taking full advantage of everything that's coming with these new Transformer AI models, allowing you to get just more performance out of these cards. So on a 40 series, I do believe you can utilize DLSS 4, but you can only do, I think, up to 2 times. It might be 3 times, but I think it's 2 times of DLSS 4, the multi-frame generation. So you won't get as much performance on a 40 series card as you will on a 50 series card. Hey, it's Paris from the future. I want to interrupt this conversation with myself and Danny because I want to add a little bit of clarification when we're talking specifically DLSS and multi-frame generation. So let's take this backwards and let's start with the 30 series cards. The 30 series cards do not have any type of frame generation. DLSS 3 introduced frame generation with the 40 series cards. And now here at DLSS 4 with the 50 series, we do have multi-frame generation, which I've talked already about in this conversation. So to be specific, if you have a 40 series card, it is incapable of doing multi-frame generation. It can do frame generation. If you have a 30 series card, it cannot do frame generation at all. DLSS 3 was the introduction of frame generation. DLSS 4 has been the introduction of multi-frame generation, and currently that is exclusive to the 50 series cards. And I'll also say that ray tracing in Doom: The Dark Ages is running natively on these 50 series cards. I want to be very specific about that as well. So now I will turn this conversation back over to myself and Danny. I hope you enjoy. And here's the example that I want to give to that. So me playing Doom: The Dark Ages at 4K, ultra settings, everything. It's utilizing, like I said, id Tech 8, all the ray tracing, full ray tracing, all that stuff that's coming with id Tech 8 as far as global illumination, all that. 4K, ultra settings. I'm on DLSS 4. I have it at 4X. I am getting essentially anywhere between 280 to 300 frames per second playing this game. It is just buttery smooth. And also NVIDIA Reflex is a part of this as well. You know, so the point I'm making on this is let me just give you my setup again. So like I said, the GPU is an RTX, almost said 49, but it's an RTX 5090. Mm-hmm. The screen that I'm using, I'm actually using an LG OLED. So it is capped at 120 hertz. So the most the screen's going to show is at 120 frames, right? But I have VSync turned off because I want to see everything that this card could potentially do. As well as it's utilizing NVIDIA Reflex, and the TV itself also does NVIDIA G-Sync as well. So, I mean, this thing, I'm not seeing any choppiness. It is just completely smooth. And like I said, it is actually performing at anywhere between 280 to 300 frames per second while I'm playing Doom: The Dark Ages. No hiccups at all. But obviously the limitation of my television, this is being presented to me at 120 hertz, aka 120 frames per second. No issues. Like I said, buttery smooth playing it. It is just a fantastic experience being able to do that. So when people think, well, I already got a GPU, I got a 30 series, or I got a 40 series, what would be the reason that I want to go to a 5000 series card? Why would I want to get a 5090 or a 5080? It's so you can take full advantage of DLSS 4 and the multi-frame generation, because like I said, if you're into performance, this is the maximum that you can currently get on the market right now when it comes to performance, from visual fidelity to frames per second. This is what DLSS 4 and multi-frame generation with these transformer AI models is able to do. So look, I love the card. I love the performance I'm getting all these games that I'm getting out. But as these new games are coming out now, like Doom: The Dark Ages, and seeing it in motion, it's fantastic. And on my YouTube channel, I'll have some gameplay up, so you'll be able to see what it looks like in motion playing Doom: The Dark Ages on an RTX 5090 with DLSS 4 and multi-frame generation enabled, along with NVIDIA Reflex as well. And what NVIDIA Reflex does, that's reducing latency. That's what that feature does. So again, you just have this buttery smooth experience while you're playing. So I'll have that up on my YouTube channel. I actually have it enabled. So you'll see on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see the frames per second in real time. You'll see the whole tech specs of the PC that I'm on, obviously the RTX 5090 as well. So yeah, it's, again, DLSS 4. I mean, We know there's people that I don't want fake frames. Da 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 da. I get it. I hear you. But I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. Hey, it looked good to me. That's all I know. That's all I know. It looked good to me.
And here, this is the thing I love about NVIDIA, that they're always working with other studios for future games and adding all those features in there. You know, like I know we've seen that with Indiana Jones and a couple other games that came out in the past. Like I just love that partnership. Like it's cool. It gets you really amped up. Like even if you have a 50 series, that gets you excited. Like for more stuff that's coming up in the future. You know, that's really cool. Really?
No, 100%. And like I said, that's the thing that NVIDIA has been able, to do over the years. Because like I remember when the first version of DLSS came out, and I was like, I don't know about this. But I would say since probably DLSS 3 and then obviously 3.5 and now we're here at 4, man, to just see the performance leaps that they've had. Like, it's so funny. I know we're talking about Doom the Dark Ages, but I'll bring Cyberpunk into this really quick. To see where Cyberpunk started in 2020 to see where it is today in 2025, fully utilizing DLSS 4 and multi-frame generation and all that, and with path tracing on and the performance you get out of that, and to now see that being replicated again here in a game like Doom the Dark Ages, it's just phenomenal what they've been able to do. Again with those Transformer AI models that they have in there to make all this stuff possible. So, like I said before, I get people that are skeptical of using it. But I mean, if you just want to see the best visuals, the best lighting, the most frames per second, I mean, NVIDIA with DLSS 4, they're the ones that are doing it right now. And look, I'm happy with what I got to play with Doom. Like we said during the review segment, I think it's the best shooter I played this year, and playing this, on PC, at that performance level has been phenomenal. And I can't wait till the path tracing patch comes out so I can check it out and see what kind of performance and what kind of visuals and lighting I get out of that as well.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. Shout out to NVIDIA for giving us this opportunity, and this is not going to be the last time. There's going to be more opportunities with them working with other studios, and I can't wait to see what they have planned in the future, man. So thanks, NVIDIA, for sponsoring this episode of Gamer Tag Radio, and also shout out to Bethesda for sending us Doom the Dark Ages in advance. I love the game. Game is phenomenal.
Absolutely.
So even if you have the console version, PC version, just get this game. You're gonna have a great time. If you love shooters, this is a plus. Must have, in my opinion. Yep. All right, Paris. Anything else before we wrap it up?
No, I mean, I think that's it. I'll just say one last time, I do want to thank NVIDIAGeForce for sponsoring the segment. Also, again, thanks to Bethesda and Xbox for providing a review code for Doom the Dark Ages. Man, 2025 is just... Bro, we're not even in the second half yet.
Nope.
We're not even in the second half yet. It's insane, the amount of great games that have come out this year already, and we know more on the way. By the way, we didn't get to talk about this. I know you and your lovely wife got to talk about this earlier in the week. Grand Theft Auto 6.
Bro. By the way, I want to mention one thing that I just found out today. Well, this is a rumor. It's not 100%, but supposedly one of the actors is playing Lucia from Grand Theft Auto. She's Latina. She's also Dominican, the actress. So I don't know if the character is Dominican. I don't know, but I just want to say that real quick. I get a little excited because I think the first time that we got to see a Dominican character, this was in Grand Theft Auto 4, was in New York City. What was it? Liberty City. There you go. I think it was the expansion. Was it the Lost and Damned? No, the Gay Tony one. I think it was Gay Tony.
What was it, Gay Tony?
Yeah. It was that one. That was that character. But anyways, look. I'm excited to play this. Even your dog is excited, The conversations I've been having also with other people, like, are they going to keep it $100? Are they going to keep it less? Are they going to keep it $70? Because no matter what, the game is going to sell like crazy, and Rockstar is going to make that money super quick within a couple hours. 24 hours, record-breaking, man, because everybody and their mothers are talking about it. Even entertainment sites. It's huge.
So IGN put out a video I watched this morning. They were talking about the history. I wish my dog stopped barking. Talking about the history of Grand Theft Auto 5, and it did make $1 billion the first day.
That's crazy. And that was $70. That was $60, $70. Yeah.
No, it was 60. Yeah, it was 60 because that was still Xbox One, PS4. But I just want to talk about Grand Theft Auto 6 really quick. So, look. It was funny. I found the tweet that I put out exactly a year ago where I'm like, I don't care what they say. This ain't coming out till spring 2026, right? Mm-hmm. And then they duped me. They tricked me. They had me halfway thinking it was coming out this year. I started thinking it was coming out this year.
They were quiet for a long time.
Yeah. But I'm not surprised with the delay to 2026. It's, hey, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. But them dropping that trailer and seeing how good that game looks on a base PlayStation 5, my God. Again, this is why allegedly they probably spent $2 billion on development. They know they're going to make their money back, and this is just going to set the bar, for open world games again, moving forward. And someone made a good point because we've obviously been joking about the price of this game. Like if it wound up being like $100, $90 or whatever. People have been playing. I know, I see that. People have been playing Grand Theft Auto 5. What is it? 12 years at this point?
It was like the end of the 360.
But the point is,
that's crazy.
That game is still relevant in 2025, and people are still playing it in 2025. So, look. You know me, I'm cheapskate. I don't want to raise nothing. Hell, charge $40 for it. Make it cheap, which we know they won't do. But this is a rare thing where you're going to get your money's worth out of it when it comes out.
Yeah,
that's just how much time you can put in.
I do have a question, though, Paris.
Yeah.
When is the right time to talk about GTA Online? Because that is the reason Grand Theft Auto 5 has been successful. Like how are we going to get to see that closer to launch next year? They'll release like another third trailer, but now it's about GTA Online. Because like I think we have enough of a teaser about the main base story, right? But I think GTA Online is where it's at.
So here's my conspiracy theory. Mm-hmm. You won't get GTA 6 online until May of 2027 with the PC. That's my guess.
I don't think so.
You think it comes out? So okay. So you think we'll get GTA Online just on console before PC?
Yes. So this is what they did the last time.
Yeah, because I couldn't remember. So yeah.
Remember this. So Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, and people were playing, excited. Then I think like a month or a couple weeks after that, that's when they opened up GTA Online. I know they had some issues, people connecting and all that stuff, but it launched after because I think Rockstar wanted everybody to experience just the story and campaign. So, but at least we got to see a trailer of GTA Online closer to launch of Grand Theft Auto 5. So that's what I think. So
what about this? Mm-hmm. So you're probably right. So, but let me take it this way. So the game comes out in May, right?
Yep.
Everybody's gonna be hyped throughout the summer. Everybody talking about it. Mm-hmm. GTA Online comes out holiday.
That's too late. That's like too.
You think that's too late?
Maybe June. I could see June.
You think June?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking Rockstar goes by their own schedule. They're not going to do anything around Summer Game Fest or anything like that.
They don't care. They don't care.
But yeah, maybe midsummer. Yeah, maybe like a July thing. Maybe you're
right. June, July. I could see that launching. But I think to hype, because look, remember, that's where Rockstar makes the most money is people buying cosmetics and expansion from GTA Online. Once you finish the game, you finish the game. But people will always do that just to play with other players online. And plus, it has a different story than the regular single player game. It has a totally different story in there. So you get to travel all around Vice City. You have your own car. You probably maybe they add gangs. I don't know if they're going to do that. I think they had another one. I don't remember. But it's been so long. But they have a huge opportunity to change it up. Because remember, Red Dead Redemption 2 online wasn't as successful as people thought it was going to be. I think the formula that works for them is to make it exactly but better than the previous one. But my question is, when are we going to get to hear anything about GTA Online? I think for the third trailer, closer to launch. So maybe let's go with like February, March. That type of thing.
I don't think you need to say anything about GTA Online in 2025.
Yeah, I think
there's no reason. This trailer they put out, they can ride that to the rest of the year. They're good.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Anything else, Paris? Anything else?
Before we go, Gears, because I know you two talked about that as well. So just to be official on record, my thoughts on it. I'm happy they're doing it. Obviously, the rumors were not true that certain people have been saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
But I'm happy they're doing Reloaded. I'm happy that if you have the digital version already, it's a free upgrade. Obviously, if you're on Game Pass, you can get it that way too. I'm not happy they're not doing it the physical copy. I don't like that.
I'll tell you why.
Well, before you say why, I'm going to tell you why I'm not happy with it. And the example I have on this is Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 2077 is the only physical copy of a game I own this generation. It's the only one I have on disc.
Lie. You have in that box that you have Doom, a physical copy in there.
leave this in. Leave that in. Okay.
Hey, I'm just saying because I got it. I got it too.
I have a box. I don't know what's in it. Okay. You can tell me.
All right.
What I have. Anyways, my point. I got Cyberpunk on disc, right? So when they did their big upgrade from the Xbox One version to the Series X version, right? You know, the whole graphical upgrade, the whole thing, performance, upgrade. It works. I just popped the disc in. It's essentially doing a digital license check that I have the disc, and I get the upgrade. I'm good. So why can't you do that for Gears of War? If I got the Ultimate Edition disc, why can't you just do the same thing? Answer that one for me, Smart.
No. Whoa. I'm just saying, I get why they're doing it. Look, all the games that Xbox has been pointing to PlayStation 5, none of it has a physical version. Maybe Minecraft, but that was like a long time ago. But Forza, Avowed, all these other games is just straight up digital for PS5. So I don't know. I think, and also it's cheaper for company because look, Paris, they just released the digital. They don't have to print copies. I mean, look, I went to a Best Buy store a couple of weeks ago. Yo, I didn't see any like copies of games. It was
but that's not what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying, but it's like it's okay. Look, people, Paris, when was the last time you actually bought a physical game?
None of your business.
See, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but no. Look, I'm all digital guy. I'm not. I'm speaking for people that I've heard from this week that have talked about this. Like, I have the physical disc. Why don't I get the free upgrade? I own the game because I have the disc.
Yeah.
And it's not like they have not done that with other physical copies of games from Xbox One to Series X. So why can't you do that with Gears? Is the only point that I'm bringing up on that I don't like about this whole thing. Look, I get it's going to be on PlayStation. Hell, it might wind up being on Switch too, all that stuff. That's a new audience. But the people that already bought Ultimate, you're essentially saying, if you bought it digital, we're going to take care of you. But if you actually bought the physical disc when physical disc mattered 10 years ago, you're SOL. Buy it again or get Game Pass is essentially what they're saying.
I mean, that's the perks of buying digital games, man. It's sad to say, but look, it happens, man. Here's the thing. And this is not the first time that Xbox has done that, where you buy a digital version and they'll give you like a free game or something. How they can track that with a physical version? There's no way to track that. It's gonna be harder.
But it's just a license check is the point that I'm making. Again, the Cyberpunk example I just gave up. They can't track that other than I have the physical disc, and when you put the physical disc in, it does a license check to go, yep, you have it. All right, here you go. Here's the update.
Look, and I have to go pick up our daughter. But this is why I disagree with you, Paris. Because anybody could look. If let's say I have a physical version, and you, poor guy, you're like, oh man, I want to play, Gears of War 2. And I go to your house and I put the disc into your console and you have the game, and then you get a free version of the game because I put the disc to your console. That doesn't make any sense.
How's that even different with my copy of Cyberpunk?
What do you mean?
I could hand you my copy of Cyberpunk, and you can put that in there. You can play that too. How's it different?
I play it, but it's not CD Projekt Red giving me a free copy of the game because I
But then I take the disc home. You don't have a copy of the game no more. What are you talking about?
Paris, why you gotta make why you gotta be complaining about something that there's no way to track it. There's no way to track it.
Do this. Clip this and put it online. No, I'm serious. This entire conversation, clip it and put it online and see what people say.
People are gonna be complaining, bro. Like no matter what I say, man.
I'm not wrong then.
Paris. It happens. Like, that's how it is, man. That's how it is. Like
clip this, put it online.
Oh my god. Okay, Michael. Look, I'm not clipping crap. Here's the thing, guys. How can a company track that if there's one disc and everybody's putting in different console, like, and then it'll say on your
disc.
camera.
The disc is the single license. If I give my disc away to someone, then now they have it. They own it. I don't still get to play the game unless I take the disc back.
Paris, you have to. Oh no, that's not how it works, Paris. That's not
What do you mean? Okay, again.
Wait, look, I'm gonna go, Paris. Look, I bring the disc to your house. You log in to your Vision 696 account, right? All right. Originally, it was from Godfrey. I go over there, put the disc in there. How Xbox is gonna know that you purchased a game, or was it somebody lend you the game? How? They can't track. They can't track that.
Different. How is that any different than my copy of Cyberpunk? I go to your house.
Why are you mentioning Cyberpunk? What the hell's wrong?
Because it's the physical disc that I have. So I'm using that as an example. If I give you my physical disc of Cyberpunk and you sign in under Danny Pena, you get to play it, right?
Yeah,
but then if I take the disc away, you can't play it no more.
But you're saying what you're saying is why people could get a free version of that, a free upgrade because they have the physical version. How are they going to track that, Paris? How are they going to track that? If you own it physical, I get it. Hey, look, here's the thing. There's perks on buying digital that you can't do with physical. And it's a fact, and it's always been like that for years. For years. You could download it on other consoles, all this stuff, like easy to, change applications and all that. Like there's stuff, instead of getting up, changing the disc, like there's certain things that you can't do on the physical. There's no way. There's no way to track that, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I get everybody's like with the torches out and mad. There's no way to track if you actually bought that game or not if you have the disc.
You're wrong. I know you don't have time, but you're wrong. I'm just letting you
Paris,
know. Clip this, put it out.
Paris,
I'm just telling you.
You know
you're
what?
Wrong.
All right. I wish we could talk with somebody at Xbox or anybody from any publisher to see if there's a way to track it to say that, oh yeah, you know what? You deserve a free version of this game.
It's called the disc. The disc is your tracking.
Paris, if I lend you the disc, you didn't purchase it. I lend you the disc. Why the hell you should get a free game? Because I should get the free game, not you.
Look, I'm trying to be respectful that you have to get your daughter, but you're wrong. And
You're wrong. You're wrong. You know what? You know what? When we go to the Xbox community showcase thing that they have, we're gonna on stage or whatever. I'm gonna tell everybody like, "Yo, Paris wants to steal my games."
By the way,
and getting free upgrades.
By the way, Ben showed me the location, the venue, what it looks like inside, and the concept of what they're gonna do. They're going, sponsors, everything. It's crazy.
Good. That's dope. I can't
wait. Yeah. I'm really excited to go.
Yeah, there's people that hit me up like, hey, should I sign up? I'm like, yeah, sign up. Go.
Yes. Because it's only 225 people can go, and it's going to be well worth it to go. I can tell you that right now. And we'll be doing something before the showcase, whether you realize it or not, just so you know.
And everybody will get a free disc from Paris.
They should.
Here's a war. Here's the war here. Okay.
I'll say this, if we could go. If they have the disc, they should get the upgrade.
Okay, tell that to Satya. Satya's gonna look at you like, yeah, You know the animated one where you see Donald Duck going like this with a penny. That's gonna Satya's gonna do that to you. Just throw a penny to you.
I'm just saying, hook people up, Satya. I don't know what to tell you.
And that's why you can upgrade your flight to Poland. All right, guys, we're gonna head out now.
Wow, putting my personal business out there. Okay, thank you.
Talk, everybody. Until next time, we're out. Peace.